Hey everybody, I am currently in a hyperbaric chamber. It simulates going underwater. If you look around the tank here, I am simulating something like, 50 feet below sea level. It changes, it depends, but it's something I started doing when I injured my left hand, when my left hand was paralyzed. It's therapy for my left hand. But, all of this, of course, reminded me of the Democratic Party. Yeah, being in the tank reminds me of the Democratic Party. Because the problem with the Democratic Party right now is they have a very hard time acknowledging facts and truth. Because sometimes facing facts, it hurts. It's difficult. It's challenging. But the thing about facts and truth is we cannot fix any problems we're having in our personal lives, in our culture, our communities, in this country, and on the planet, unless we're willing to look at the difficult facts and the truth, even though it hurts, even though it's unpopular. And for me, I could have ignored the fact that my left hand, this is how I started getting into hyperbaric chambers, my left hand went paralyzed. I could have pretended like it wasn't a problem and said, no, my left hand is just fine, even though it didn't work at all. And I'm a musician, so my left hand, it's important for all of us, of course, but I had to acknowledge the difficult truth, and that is my left hand went paralyzed, and one of the therapies I discovered is hyperbaric chamber, so I'm in it right now. But the point is, with the Democratic Party, they're completely incapable of acknowledging facts and truth and doing what's necessary to improve, doing what needs to be done. Unless we face facts, unless we're willing to look at truth, no matter how difficult it is to look at, nothing will change, nothing will improve, nothing will get better. An example is my city of Portland, or you can look at Seattle or San Francisco or Los Angeles. The West Coast is a nightmare, and it's because the liberals are unwilling to look at the facts, look at the truth. The, quote, homeless epidemic is not a homeless epidemic. It's 1984. They're creating words and terms and doublethink and making us flip our brains out, thinking things are not what they are. The, quote, homeless issue is mainly, not all, but mainly a drug addiction problem and a lazy person problem. Oh, we can't say that. It's politically incorrect. Well, if it's politically incorrect to say, we'll never fix it. We'll never make it better. The fact is, it is a drug addict problem and a lazy person. Every culture throughout all of history has had a certain percentage of that population that is lazy, that wants to take advantage of everyone else and doesn't want to chip in and help. It's a fact. It's always been that way. And the best thing we can do for ourselves, for our children, and for them is to stop enabling them to be in such a way that doesn't help the problem. To stop enabling them to short-circuit their own experience of dignity and self-respect. We must raise it up by simply looking at the truth, facing the facts, and doing what needs to be done. Even if that means getting in a hyperbaric chamber or whatever that is. Because what's happening in Portland, what's happening in San Francisco, Los Angeles, Seattle, and other cities is completely unacceptable. But the liberals will not face the fact. They simply say, oh, housing is too expensive. It's housing. We got to give free housing. That's not the problem. Dignity and self-respect is the problem. There's plenty of work for people to have right now in this country. There's plenty to get done. In fact, a lot of the, quote, homeless people, they hold signs up all day long. You can actually get a job holding signs. For real. So until we're willing to face and simply say the things that are unpopular but are true everything will remain the same. And that would be like me ignoring the fact that my hand was paralyzed and just going, oh no, it's fine. We're not going to look at that. We're not going to do any therapy. We're not going to look at the truth. We're not going to do what needs to actually be done. Instead, I looked at it and I said, look, I got to do something. I got to change what I'm doing. I got to do therapy. I got to change my life around. I got to work with this. We've got to work with the issues, the facts, the truth, or it will never, ever get better. In fact, it only gets worse. If you cut yourself and you don't want to look at it and pretend it's not there, you're going to die. And that's what's happening in my city in Portland. So wake up, people. We just need to face the truth to help those who need help in the correct way. It's called tough love sometimes. I know you don't know what that means if you're a liberal. You can't swallow it. You can't stand it. But you practice it with your own children if you're a good parent. You practice it with your own friends and family if you're a good friend. But when it comes to the city and when it comes to bigger issues, you can't say it. You can't do it. Well, it's time to grow up and start doing things that adults do. And tough love is the only sometimes real love. It's the only oftentimes thing that will help anyone. So, with much love and tough love, I'll see you later when I get out of this hyperbaric tank. Bye-bye.